languages like Chinese and Spanish are among the many language courses that will open new sections in the next academic year. $500,000 have been allotted to foreign languages by the administration, which will reflect in the opening of these 31 new sections.
I'm a second semester junior, and the reason that I waited to take Spanish was because my telebears wasn't soon enough to secure a spot besides the 8 a.m. classes. I know that Spanish is a particularly high demand class.
I've never had a problem getting in. Yeah. I've never been waitlisted or anything like that. Yeah.
Well, I signed up for Phase 1 telebear, so I didn't really have a problem. I think it was the first class I signed up for.
In the Department of Slavic Languages and Literature, one section will open in Russian, South and Southeast Asian Studies, one in Hindi, one in Tagalog, and one in Vietnamese. In Near Eastern Studies, one in Arabic, one in Persian, and so forth. Chinese, followed by Spanish and then Japanese, will see the greatest number of new sections. However, languages such as Georgian, last taught in 2009, has not seen a comeback. I spoke with Sharina Kurtzakidze, who used to lecture for Georgian.
One of the problems also is that the way the languages are offered, it's sometimes also very political, and Georgian language was offered at the Slavic Department of Slavic Languages and Literatures, and Georgian is not even Slavic language, and it is not even Indo-European language. So there is a perception that when students study these types of languages, they will not be able to use it anywhere. But it is not true.
An administrative task force in the Academic Senate determined which languages will receive additional sections based upon the waiting list for those languages and whether the classes are consistently full.
And then decide, if those things are still true, then yes, we need to increase Spanish further. If it turns out that no, classes aren't full, or classes are full but there's really no waiting list, then maybe we've reached an appropriate level of funding.
If these classes are in demand, then I'm glad that they're being provided to students who want them. But, classes that only have 6 students interested in it, those are a lot harder to fund than a class that, like Spanish, that, there's hundreds of students that would like it. And that also has to do with practical application, right? Like, we're living in the state of California. It's going to help with jobs, helps with study abroad.
Although the primary goal of the task force was to allow students to study languages that display high demand, as well as bring class sizes down, Kurtzakidze believes the quantity demanded for a language shouldn't necessarily be the only factor for funding.
During these 10 years that this language was offered at the university, we have 6 graduate students who were seriously involved in this language study, and 3 of them still continue working on Georgian language. It is also very difficult once the language is discontinued and taken out of the program to, so to say, reinstate it.
The small amount of people taking that language, say for like Zulu or some certain African language, they can have a huge impact on people in Africa, just that small group of people taking it. So I think you should accommodate for a wide variety of languages, even though you're not having like too many sections for each. It seems at first on the surface only like one more section for French. That seems a little bit unfair, but I guess if like not that many people are trying to take it, more people are interested in Chinese because that's like a rising like international business language, that would make sense.
I wish other languages would get more funding. Like, I took hieroglyphs here, and that's actually a really cool course, so I hope they have enough funding to keep that around.
Though there will always be a need for funding, the 31 new sections opening in the next school year should go a long way for foreign languages. Reporting for CalTV, this is Lucy here.